audio. In 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 audio.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. This is the Best of the Rest show. We are live. Big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring today's video. If you go and get 40% off using the code Saeed, all you got to do is go on the QR code next to Premzy. And yeah, man, you can go and get 40% off or go in the link in the description. And then it will take you to boohooman.co.uk. And then you can go and get 40% off. Listen, we're here. The Wi-Fi looks okay. You know what I mean? I'm not in London. I'm in Barcelona. And you know what I mean? We're holding it down. So you guys have to rate the effort and the commitment. Don't you think, man? Like, I'm in Barcelona
Bro,
and I've still done the show. Like, come on, man. Rate
take
me.
my hat off to you,
Rate
bro.
me.
I'm telling you, man, there's only one Somalian pirate out here that's putting the work in like Saeed, mate. I'm
saying,
telling you
man.
now, bro. And you know what, bro? Honestly, and I'm not just saying this because you're my boy, the amount of content you give to your people that are subscribed and your community, bro, is unbelievable, bro.
Come on.
Every single day, content's coming out. Not once a day, not twice a day. 3 times a day, you get me? Man's coming like the champ out here. No, big up, bro. All the hard work you're doing, bro, it will pay off, man.
Come
You'll
on,
get to
man.
that 100K, no problem, man. Big up the community, big up George. Let's go. And all the banter's coming already. But I must just say, we got fucking robbed, mate. We got robbed.
We'll get into it. I know you lot have been writing petitions and all that, man, to the FA and that. You get me? It's all mad in the dunya. But yeah, man, listen, big up Premzy TV in the building. We got George slotting in for Patrick. I know Patrick's the Valentine Day hype, you know what I'm saying to you?
Of course.
He's there and living it up. So yeah, man, big up to Patrick each and every time. But George, man, how are you, man? Everything all good?
Yeah, man, I'm keeping well. As you can see, the do-rag strapped tight for today because we're going to be getting a win and we're bringing it home in Milan, as we always do in the San Siro. So, we take that on the weekend, but we catch the W's today, man.
That D-rag's tight and too tight, fam. I don't know what's going on there, fam. It's too tight. Loosen it up.
Loosen it up like Tottenham, mate. You know what I mean? Because they fully loose on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad in the dunya.
Problems.
But yeah, man, listen, big up to George anyway for slopping in. And then we got man Carefree Lewis, man. You know what I'm saying? It's mad in the dunya, man. You get me? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy right now.
Right,
Chelsea fans showing more fight. 9 points. Is that what we're doing right now? Still, we're on that,
It's
that
what
trade
we've
to
been
40
doing
points.
for the last month, my friend, and we're still nowhere near to the big 40.
It's
But
been 10
Wait,
points.
Lewis, isn't it 1 year and isn't it 1 win this year in the Premier League?
1 win this year, 2 in 13, 0 away wins since October. It's all mad. It's all mad. But up the fucking Chelsea.
Yeah, man. Big up to Chelsea, man. Big up
When
to
you got
Chelsea.
when you got a
get me?
Tottenham fan laughing at you, Lewis, something's not going right. I'm telling you now.
I
fam.
know
it's
we
not
got
going right.
Spurs in 2
Telling
weeks.
you.
Don't worry. That's still 3 points. That's still
we
3
do. We do have them in a few weeks.
Wow, man. I'm loving that, man. I'm loving all these rivals playing each other, man. Newcastle first, Liverpool the weekend, Arsenal, Man City. You know what I mean? It's lovely, man. It's lovely times. But listen, let's start with the Champions League tonight. You know what I mean? The start of the Champions League. I think for me, we should be talking about Chelsea as one of the favourites for the Champions League. Carefree Lewis, chat to me, man. Is this your time to shine now? The Champions League Avengers assemble. You know, what I mean, it's not going well in the Premier League, but is this your moment now, Di Matteo? You know, Montada, man, like Potter is coming back to win this. Listen, are you man not the favourite?
We were
With
barely
20
even
assembled.
favourites, so we're talking about the Champions League. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, but the Champions League's got a different rhythm to it. It's got the, you know what I mean, the Champions League hype. It's got the European football where you don't have, you know what I mean, Bowen leaving one on you. It's not the same kind of physicality. It's more technical. This might suit you guys, man. You did it last time. It's not as if you're not doing it last time, though, Lewis.
Yeah,
Yes or
I mean,
no?
if we get a favourable draw in the quarters and the semis, if we avoid some of the big teams, maybe. I am not even thinking about no Champions League trophy. Get me to the quarterfinals, and then we'll see who we face then, and then we'll keep it stepping. But Champions League favourites, God willing, man.
I wouldn't even think
like
about the
Mustafa
next
said, I
round.
ain't even talking about Dortmund, let alone actually facing a big team.
Wow, man.
Big
This is
facts,
crazy,
man. You got to be
This is
worrying about
crazy.
Dortmund.
Exactly. Like, Dortmund
you know
are
what?
unbeaten in their last 7 games. We've got 1 win in our last 7 games. Let's focus on the task at hand first and foremost. If we beat Dortmund, maybe. If we get a favourable draw, maybe get a Benfica or something, Enzo Fernandez can go and have revenge against his former club. Maybe we can have a couple dreams then. As of right now, fucking Dortmund are in better form than we are. Like, we need to start slowly. We can't look all the way towards June in Istanbul. Because as it stands right now, we ain't favourites. We're also Rans.
No, but you look at it though, George. I don't think Champions League, you need to be favourites. You need to, you know what I mean? If it was favourites, Man City would win it every year. If it was favourites, man, PSG would win it every year. Bro, it's just summertime. Could have draw. The dynamics of the competition is, you never know, man. Felix, Enzo, if they can cook and they can get a bit of rhythm in, who's to say that Chelsea haven't got the firepower? Mudryk, bro, they got the team.
Bro, you
man.
said
Obviously,
the
it's
firepower.
different.
Our only striker is Havertz.
Don't worry, bro. Get Aubameyang to play,
Exactly.
man. Aubameyang will go back to Dortmund and do
No,
something.
Aubameyang's out the UCL squad.
Nah,
He's not even in the squad no
I'm
more.
taking the piss. I'm taking
Oh.
the piss.
My God, I wish he was playing still.
Nah, I don't think that they're going to be able to stop Dortmund, man. You see Haller's back. He's firing. He's a big man in that front line of theirs. I just think the Chelsea defense is they're gonna have some problems, man. Dortmund's a big team. They do business in the Champions League, and Chelsea, let's be real. You can open them up like a can of worms at the moment. Like that defense.
Do they do big business?
Free
though,
for anyone to
George?
get touched.
But
Dortmund.
Dortmund always disappointment. They always disappoint you though. When it gets to the kind of the what do you call it? They're almost like a different Tottenham for me. Dortmund are the type of team. Like they always bottle it at the last minute. You know, when you want them to do something, they bottle it. So I'm not sure. Like I said, they've had form, but at the same time, Champions League, you've seen it. You know what I mean? You just have to have a setup. You have to have a game plan. And like I said, you know what I mean? Chelsea, for me, when you look at the firepower, you can't look past that though, George, when you think about it. It's got to click somehow, and Champions League might be that a way to go through. They might have
I
to
just
do
think
it.
that Dortmund's one of those teams that have firepower. You can look at their last couple of games; they score 4 goals, 5 goals, and I know it's only the Bundesliga, so half of those teams are ready to get pumped already. But I feel like they just have a lot of talent, a lot of players, and they click a lot better than Chelsea at the moment. Chelsea's team is still finding their ways to even play, how to set up, and they're just throwing in all these new players and thinking, let's just hope this works. Like you said, players like Felix and Havertz might be able to get a goal or two for them here and there, but I just don't think they're going to create enough chances against Dortmund for them to go out there and get a win, especially away from home. If we know about going to that Dortmund ground, that yellow wall, which they're famous for, they intimidate fans. They intimidate fans, they intimidate players, and no one wants to go play away at that Dortmund ground. And I just don't think Chelsea are going to be ready for it.
Premsy, what are you thinking, man? Are they trying to get out of the limelight? Are they trying to, you know what I mean, not face the pressure and that? You know what I mean? They
Nah,
spend
100.
money, man. You know what I'm saying?
100, man. You spend that kind of money, bro. Pressure's got to be put on you. Get me, these man have got 3 sets of teams now. You know what I mean? They can field out any kind of one they want. But personally, I think I agree with you as well, Saeed, to a certain extent that it's not the Premier League. It's a knockout competition. You don't always see the best teams win this competition. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all gone to shit for Chelsea in this competition yet. They've not even kicked the ball. But having said that, I can see a Bellingham masterclass, man. I can see Chelsea not performing to the heights that you've seen them perform in the Champions League over the previous years. I think that form from the Premier League will end up going into the Champions League because there's probably a lot of self-doubt there. But with the players that have come in, you've seen them score a good goal against West Ham. Good setup from Fernandes and what's his name? Put the ball in the back of net. Felix. Is Felix eligible for this?
Yeah, Felix is
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. They've got players that can hurt you. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to wait and see, but it doesn't look promising for Chelsea this season. I think Lewis is right. These men are gonna probably try to use this as a bit of a pre-season, and then next season come to the forefront and try to push on, because it does take a little bit of time for players to gel and settle in. Look, we've seen it with all of our clubs. It's very rarely you get a player that just comes and hits the ground running. The problem is they've got like 20 players that need to hit the ground running, and it is going to take time. You've got to get all the bad eggs out of the dressing room. Look at Aubameyang. We touched on him, had a little joke before. This guy, bro, he's just shot himself in both feet going to Chelsea. He's gone there. I'm back. I'm blue. I'm all of this and that. And these men haven't even registered him for the Champions League. It's crazy, bro. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, Lewis. I'm telling you.
It's a divide in the fan
Totally
base. You know what I
agree.
mean? I'm hearing. It's mad, you know. What's obviously you were at the ground, Lewis here. What's the real kind of like, you know, feeling amongst the fan base? Is it patience? Is it people haven't had enough? What's your kind of feeling when you go to a game and that?
It's not got that toxic yet. It's a little bit. Most of the aim is put towards Cucurella personally, which I don't really understand. Like, he is in terrible form right now, but I mean, Mason Mount's been in awful form all season, and they still chant this guy's name every week. But Cucurella, we're already on his neck. Don't really understand that. I think there's just the case of like most fans just think the season's done anyway, but we want to see a little bit of improvement. That's why, to me, if the next 3 games is the same old crap, then I really think it's going to get toxic. Dortmund, if we don't get a good result there, I don't think it's going to be good. They're already bringing 2 cool banners to the Dortmund game, which is already saying something. Southampton at home, literally bottom of the table Southampton. If we can't beat them, it's definitely going to get toxic. And then the week after that, it's Tottenham away. We haven't even conceded a goal at Tottenham's ground, let alone lost there. If we don't get 3 points, that away end is going to be toxic. I am 100% sure of it. So Potter's got the next 3 games personally. I'm not Potter out, but I have got a closer eye on him because I haven't seen any improvement since the new signings come in. But it's up to him to show us something. Right now, I totally understand why he's getting a lot of criticism. I get why people are Potter out. I'm not there yet, but he has to change a lot of people's minds, and he has to do it soon.
Anyone, when you look at him though, John, like does he kind of strike you as a person who is going to take forward? I know it's not only just him, but sometimes you need to have the aura as well. You know what I mean? Does he have that aura for you? Because
Nah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm just looking now. You need to have that aura, man. As a Chelsea fan, especially.
For me, I think that he seems like a yes man. He seems like a guy that's just going to accept whatever circumstances he's given, whatever players he gets given, and he's just going to be like, yeah, look, I'm going to make it work. There was one quote that stood out to me early in the season when it was about Mason Mount. He said, yeah, like he's not playing that well, but he just wants to play games and he wants to be in the team. And I was like, is this not your decision to be choosing who starts and who doesn't? And look, you've seen him get dropped out of the last couple of games, but I just don't think that Potter's going to be the guy to lead them forward. I feel like they have a very good, talented squad, and they need a better manager. There's so much better managers out there, like Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, or someone that's got they've got experience managing high level players and high level talents, and they can actually create a real system around Chelsea to take them ahead and use this money and utilize it in the right way. Because they, as I said, they have loads of good players, loads of good talent, a lot of money to spend. I just don't think they've got the right manager behind it, leading the ship.
What do you reckon, Premsy? Same feeling, or listen? I think for me, it's one of them situations where you know, what I mean, he's got his dream job, but now it's a case of like other players have to believe that he's good enough to be in the job as well. Because you need to demand that respect. I think Arteta's took him a while, and he's got patience, he's got that. But at Chelsea, you just don't get that time, do you? Though that's a problem.
Well, obviously, we're gonna have to wait and see because it is a new ownership model. You know what I mean? And the one thing you got to give Chelsea and big them up for, they've got ambitions to be right at the top and win year in year out, which is good to see for a football fan, especially if you're Chelsea. Now is whether they give him that time or not. Because I personally believe Graham Potter is a good manager. I think what he's done at Brighton, you know, against the Reigns, he's done well. He's developed players that people never thought could be superstars and have become superstars, and the top quality players. They've been sold for millions to Man City, to Chelsea, to Arsenal, to so and so. So he's got it in him to be a good coach and get the best out of players. But like you touched on, the respect has to be there. If your dressing room don't respect you, then it's no good. It's not gonna last long at all. But it depends on how Chelsea deal with the situation. If they show faith in him and let him have maybe another year or two, I think Potter can come good at Chelsea. I honestly do. I also agree with George. I think he is a bit of a yes man. Maybe because this is the first time he's been at a big club and he doesn't really understand it properly. You might give him a year. He might change that around and say, I want to put my imprint on it. I want to be making more of the decisions around here. So we're going to have to wait and see. But it's still early for a minute. We can't just judge him off this season because there's been a whole load of change at Chelsea, right from ownership to new players coming in to not having their best players, not understanding the system, not even having their best right back in Reece James available and Chilwell and all these kind of players. So you gotta give him a bit of time, man. But I think Lewis as well is a bit right when it comes to Mason Mount. You got to let go of certain players. You can't just have that sentimental value to keep these players at the club. If they're not performing, drop them to the bench. And if they can't come off the bench and do well, get them out of the club, man.
You know what's mad? Big up to Mohaz says I'm proper ill and panel hitting different. Big up, man. Big up everybody who's locked in right now. Please smash the like button for the algorithm, man. The algorithm right now is not on my favor, so please, guys, hit that algorithm. Hit the like button, people.
Smash the like
to the community.
It's free. It's free. Just press the button.
Exactly. You know, Mason Mount, it's crazy how he's become now the villain, man. This guy was a poster boy, Lewis. He was the guy that everybody loved. Now I'm seeing even like, you know what's happening now? If he just chills with his little boys and that across the pond in Decker Rice and them, man, they're taking pictures of him and that. Like, how's he gone villain? Sorry, the hero and the kind of the main guy to now the villain. What's happened?
It's years of PR and just not being able to back it up on the pitch. It's not really his fault for the PR, but I think it's kind of gone to his head. And then it's also these contract talks that have been going on all season where he's trying to get Reece James's wages or something close to that on 200 to 250k a week when he's in the worst form of his life. Like I've said it on numerous streams. Usually when players want a contract, their performances improve because they're playing for a new contract. Mason Mount has gone backwards and he's asking for triple the amount of money that he's on. And yeah, he is just a poor man's Henderson. That's why I get why Liverpool are interested.
Big facts, man.
And Liverpool, you're welcome to him personally because this guy's form just isn't improving. And I hate to say it because it has been a team issue, but genuinely Mason Mount is one of the direct issues as to why our attack is such a big issue. This guy either overhits passes, underhits passes, ignores runners around him, but he just continuously makes the wrong decisions. And then this happens, and then we still hear the same PR train run through this guy. And just completely getting ignored. All of the bad ability, all of the bad form that we've seen from him all season. So he's probably going to leave at the end of the season because there's just a complete stalemate in terms of contract negotiations, and he's going to have 1 year left. I couldn't care less. I actually look forward to the day that he leaves because we can end this whole Mason Mount debate, this whole loving that half of our fan base has for him, and we can just move on.
They
Because
call it the next Frank Lampard. It's mad. It's crazy.
yeah, the disrespect on Frank Lampard's name, because Frank Lampard was actually the connection between the midfield and the attack. Mason Mount kills our attack straight up. So I can't wait until he leaves. Nothing against the player. You had good years for us, but you're not good enough for us anymore, and we need to move on. And also, we play better going forward when Mount isn't on the pitch. Literally when he's not on the pitch. Big up Rance, he's spin. He's spin. Or he should be working in a Liverpool nightclub or something like that. I couldn't care less. Just get him out of my club as soon as possible. With English tax, we could get another 60 million for him, even with a year
60 mil. Don't lose yourself.
Bro, we had 40 million pound offers for Conor Gallagher. Mount will go for 60 million. And that's fine. That's great money.
Who you selling him to for 60 million, fam? I don't know what's going on there.
Liverpool links have been there for the last month and a half. He fits the roadrunner mentality that Liverpool love. Take him. Take him. I don't.
They want.
If Liverpool sign him,
Salah situation, like half the fan base love to say, "Oh, if we sell Mount, it's going to be like De Bruyne and Salah." De Bruyne had 5 starts for Chelsea. Fucking Salah had 12 starts. Mount is on 126 and counting. His brother is finished.
I can see him in a Tottenham shirt, to be honest with you.
Oh no! Don't even go there. He's not coming anywhere near the Lily Whites. If he's going anywhere, like
one
Liverpool,
runner will give you Gallagher for free.
And
he sounds like a Levy man.
Mad.
I know,
you know what? It just depends on what I'm doing. Obviously, we'll talk about Tottenham in a sec, but listen, Mason Mount, he will probably go for that price. That's what's scary about it. He probably will go for that price because at the end of the day, his English tax, obviously, he's still young. You know what I mean? Still plays for England. You know what I mean? Like Premsy, let's not kid ourselves, but them 3 are attributes that people will love. He plays for England. He's young.
If he goes for that much money, yeah, you got to take your hats off to Chelsea. Personally, I don't think you can. I think 30, 40 mil max that you'll get go out for, man. I think all that's done, man. I think a team's got to really be interested in after him if they want him. But it's just not looking good at the moment. He's not really being a regular in the England squad like he was over the last couple of years or so. Chelsea fans don't seem to like him. Well, some of them do, but some of them don't. But he's not effective in their team. I can't see him going for big money. Do you know what I mean? I just can't see it at all. Rance touched on it. Cloakroom, man. You get me? That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? The guy is just...
You lose your coat, bro. You lose your coat.
Don't nobody want a number 10 whose best attributes are defensive? It just doesn't make sense. Nobody wants that.
That's
use man need that. Use man need that. That's what you need to get in.
Nah, I generally think for me, he'll be one of them players that will still be at Chelsea in a few years' time, only because of what he means to Chelsea. Innit? He means a lot to Chelsea. Same way the board at Man United have that same way with McTominay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to compare.
He's got a year left on his deal, my friend, and they can't negotiate. They're not getting to any agreement. He's going to go in the summer. I'm sure of it. He's gonna be gone.
Just like United have got that connection to Phil Jones as well. Don't forget that one.
But there you go. But he's chilling, man. Listen.
Rance, who's buying in for 60 mil, bro? I don't know who's buying in for 60 mil unless you, man, are looking to swoop in with big.
No, but if it's got a point though, Lewis. It's got a point. If Gallagher went for, was it 40 M's? And then
Everton
then
bid
Mason
40
Mount
million
is going.
But let's be honest,
and
Everton's board has never been good with business, man. They just go out there and throw stupid money around. Plus, Gallagher did have the season of his life last year, so he was well wanted, but I don't.
Yeah, Mount was our player of the year last season. He was still washed.
Football,
so what are you done?
The problem is
Everton are not a good example. They brought a Wobie for 35 million. You get me? So that just says it all.
Yeah, it's one of them, man. But like I
think
said, with Chelsea,
too much from anywhere. I just think it's English tax.
Yeah, you know what it is though. Yeah, big up Rance. Yeah, Liverpool definitely pay that money. But it just depends on what kind of are they going for Mason Mount or they go for Jude Bellingham. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's similar positions, but like I said, how much money have they got? Because right now, they're pretending like they got money, but I don't think really that kind of money. I'll be real with you right now.
Jude
I know
Bellingham ain't
FSG
going
are
to play
saying-
no Europa League football. That's what
That's
he's
what I'm
not
saying.
doing.
But I don't
Or
know. I
conference.
can't lie
It
to you,
don't look
man.
like
The
they're
way
even
you
getting
man are
Europa.
moving, they could catch you up, you know. You reckon they could catch you up, though? Tottenham, man. You man got, you know what I mean? Let's move up to Tottenham, man. You get me? I don't know, you know, man. If they catch you up, that's embarrassing for Tottenham. You know that, by the way. Embarrassing for
It's
Tottenham.
not going to happen.
They catch
It's
you
not
up.
going to happen.
Are
Well,
you
look,
sure,
look,
though?
right now,
No Bentancur, no Bissouma. You know, Richarlison has barely scored a goal this season. You're relying heavily on Harry Kane. Your defense is washed. Lloris is out for a good considerable time. Are you sure about this top four? You're the only Tottenham fan I think that I know. Toby's conceded it. I don't know what Patrick's saying, but bro, are you?
Nah,
are you
Patrick's
genuinely thinking
with
you're
it.
top four?
Patrick's with it. Trust me. Patrick's with it.
With it
I'm
then.
still
Okay, then.
confident for top four, yeah, because at the moment, the position we're in is, yes, Liverpool and Chelsea could potentially catch up, but we could catch up to Manchester United and Newcastle. They're only a few points ahead of us. The game on the weekend does not reflect our season. What it does show is just Tottenham are the same as they are last season. Last season, we got the win against Man City, the big 3-2, and then we went away to Burnley and we lost 1-0. And we lost Southampton, another game straight after that. So it's not a surprise to me going into this game and losing to Leicester, but it doesn't affect my whole hopes of top four. Bentancur being out, yes, and that's a key missing player. He's definitely our best midfielder, and losing him, it hurts. It really does hurt, because I know we needed a midfielder in January. But then again, we can work around it. We do have other formations that we can try out, and I still think
Work around what? Work around what though? You've got Sarr, who's young and inexperienced. You've got
he's young and hungry.
Who young and hungry? That's bro.
Young and
every
hungry.
man's young and hungry. That's the whole point of player.
We're going to see tonight. You're going to see
man.
Sarr play tonight. Yeah, Sarr is a very good player. I'm not more so worried about him. I'm more so worried about who's going to be joining him in midfield. I mean, Yves Bissouma, let's not lie. Look, we all know that he's not had a great start to the season, but we know the levels that he can reach. Last season, this guy was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So if he gets his chance now and he knows that Bentancur is out for the rest of the season, he needs to go take that position, grab it by the scruff of the neck and make it his. And I'm confident that he can. I'm really confident that he can.
He's had opportunities this season, Bissouma. I just don't think he fits your style of play, bro. And sometimes that's just what it is with players.
I think that he just hasn't had enough time to adapt. Some players do take longer than others to come into a team and build themselves and make the position their mark. But I still think that he has time to grow into the team. I still think that later on in this season that Tottenham are going to improve. As you said, our attack, we do rely on Harry Kane, but we have many other players that we do rely on also. Kulusevski.
Man like Richarlison, he scored no goals and that.
Everyone loves to go to Richarlison because they know they got no words for Kulu. Kulu's better than all of you man's right wingers.
It's because you spent big money on him, that's why, bro.
6 million, man. Nobody talks about it. But you want to have a go at Sancho. You want to have a go at this man.
The thing is, though, I don't even blame Richarlison. If you actually look at the amount of times he's played, he plays for 10 minutes every now and then. That's Conte. Conte doesn't give him the chance to actually come on the pitch and start. And then when he gets to come off the bench, he's getting 10, 15-minute cameos. And then he gets injured. And he's been in and out of injury for most of the season. So you'll see tonight then. Last time in the Champions League, we saw what Richarlison was on. We'll see what he's on tonight. He's going to get a game.
What, the one goal he's got all season? Yeah.
2 goals.
Who was that goal against, by the way?
I give you Kulusevski.
Marseille.
Kulusevski is a good player, man. I like him. He's a good player.
And let's not forget that Dan Juma's there. He's waiting. He's waiting to be unleashed.
Let's not forget, they got man like Pedro Porro from that's who they got, It's looking
Pedro
peak.
Zorro coming to
he's
yes.
You know what, though?
Some players.
You know what, though? I don't know if you see Lewis. I come to you. You see Conte's comments yesterday, Lewis, about talking about Italy. He's talking about Italy, and he said that's just always going to be his love and whatnot. He's sending cryptic messages out there. You get me? Like the season's petering out for Tottenham. Injuries are coming thick and fast. It's a negative vibe at Tottenham. What do you think? What can Tottenham do this season now? You know what I mean? Are they going to win something this season? Is it kind of almost like a kind of a lost season now with all the injuries and whatnot mounting up for them? What are you saying about Tottenham?
Tottenham win something. Sorry, no, that's not happening. Top four race. They're in the race to top 4. I don't think that they're completely out of it, but if I had to pick one team that wouldn't make it, it would probably be Tottenham because they just don't look sustainable at all. Yeah, they had a very good performance against Man City, but City hate going there, which I seriously don't understand from a Chelsea perspective, because we always seem to have a good day there. But they haven't even scored at Spurs' new ground. So I guess it's just a bogey team tax or something. But in terms of what they could do for this season, top 4 race, and that's it. They ain't winning the Champions League. I think they're still in the FA Cup. They're not winning the FA Cup.
We are still in the FA Cup, and there's not. You're not in the FA Cup, are you?
Yeah, I don't think we're doing anything
So I
either.
wouldn't have too
At
many
least I'm
words
real
about
about it.
Don't
You
worry,
lot-
George. You're in it to make up numbers.
Wait,
fam. That's
Premsy,
all
are
you're
you in
doing.
the FA Cup as well?
Nah, we're in the title race. Where are you?
Oh wait,
fam?
Saeed, are you in the FA Cup?
Exactly. Don't
Oh
talk
wait,
to us.
all
We are
of
in
you
the
guys
FA
are
Cup,
out.
yeah. We're
Oh,
in 4.
When's
We're
the
in
last
4. We're
time
in
you
4,
wait,
actually.
wait? When's the last time
Competitions,
you
mate.
saw an FA Cup, man? That's what I want to know. When's the last time you saw one?
We're in 4, mate.
Man,
We're
if
in
you
4
make it back into
competitions right
top
now.
4, it's a good season for you lot. Other than that, like nothing else is realistically happening. And Conte's
I've got this
probably-
weird feeling, yeah. I've got this feeling that I think, somehow Liverpool will claw back up and get to top 4 instead of Tottenham. I just think Tottenham's injuries are serious. And now, if Liverpool's injuries, they can get a few man in, Premsy. I don't know. This Tottenham team, man, they just lack motivation. This Conte guy comes in. I feel sorry for the other manager, man. Like, my man did a good job against Man City, and this guy comes in and just makes the whole place like stinking out. You get me? Like, he brings in his boy Padre Pero, and my man had a good. What's his name? The right back here, the Brazilian one. He had a good game, but he took him out of the team, bro. Like, is Conte having a negative effect now on Tottenham? Be honest,
Bro,
bro.
they beat Man City without him. As soon as he come in, they got absolutely pumped. I just think that maybe Tottenham isn't, Conte isn't the right fit for Tottenham. I think Tottenham's players that they've actually got good quality in their squad where they can play expansive football. Putting all the messing around aside, they've got a clinical finisher in Harry Kane, and it just doesn't seem to fit. And I personally, when you talk about Liverpool overtaking Tottenham, even though I'd be laughing my head off, I don't think that's the case, because I think Harry Kane will get them out of trouble. In a lot of games, he'll get them out of trouble. He's a quality finisher, quality striker. But Conte, man, I can't see him being at Spurs much longer. If he doesn't win a trophy this year, are Spurs fans going to really want to see that same kind of football going on every season until they win a trophy? I doubt it, because there's no giving. So it's what, he hasn't signed his contract yet, George, has he?
No, he's not. He's the thing is, his contract runs out at the end of this year, at the end of this season. And it's just a matter of the teams. Like, I don't even think we've approached him for a contract and he hasn't signed one. But just to go back to one point you made there, a lot of people talk about how Tottenham play, and Tottenham fans like. I don't think many Tottenham fans have a problem with the way that we play. We play expansive attacking football at times. Of course, this isn't all the time. It's not the way that it's going to be possession-wise. But when we talk about counter-attacking football and the counter-press, we play it better than any other team in the Premier League. And we know how to score goals. You look, we're the third highest.
You play better counter-attacking football than anyone in the league, you said?
Yes, 100%. When we're playing out,
I think United play a lot better counter-attacking.
I think
I don't know, mate.
When you see us open teams up, like we did Manchester City on the weekend, you see how we can play our counter-attacking football. We hit them, we play that high press, we win the ball up high, and we get the goals. Our team's shown that we've got 40 goals.
That was more or less down to a mistake, though, weren't it? The ball getting given away.
It's not even just that.
Rather than
how many chances did we have?
Well, you scored one goal, fam, didn't you?
But we had plenty of chances. That's the thing. And even in the game prior to that, we lost against them, the 4-2. We had plenty of chances yet again. I don't see that Tottenham fans have a problem with the way that we play.
You conceded 3 more goals.
Man are being called Tottenham half Spurs all season.
And this is where you guys are getting to allude to. The problem with Tottenham now is a defense. Conte is a defensive manager. You need to give him the building blocks to play the way that he wants to play. We have a back three that would be battling relegation right now. Dyer, Davies, and whoever pairs up with them.
So how are you confident in top 4 then?
Because when Romero is back, that's the point, though. He's
got to take responsibility, Conte, George. He's got to, bro. Last season, Jed Spencer's one of the most promising right wing backs going. Yeah, he's come to Tottenham. He couldn't get a sniff when Usman were playing Emerson Royale, and he was dead. When is he going to take some flack for that? When are you going to say to Conte, you know what? this 5 at the back ain't working in certain games. He don't change nothing, bro. He changes absolutely nothing.
Why did he not?
that's
Why
down
did he
to
not
him.
play Jed Spence? Because he's a defensive manager, and Emerson's actually a good defensive player. He's not that great going forward. We all know that he's poor. But when you actually look at his defensive ability, he's solid. He holds it down, and you saw how he locked up Jack Grealish the other day. He's done it a few times, and
Bro,
not consistently.
he's only come to a decent amount of form over the last few games, bro. From the start of the season, bro, we're like 20
I'm not
games.
going to sit here and defend him and play that he's a good player, but his defensively, he is pretty solid, and that's why Conte chooses him.
So, are you happy that he didn't give Jed Spence an opportunity then? Because I was hearing a whole load of shit from Tottenham fans when he weren't playing.
I'm not going to say I was happy he didn't get an opportunity. Every player deserves an opportunity, but then again, I can see his reasons as to why he didn't choose Jed Spence. Jed Spence is just his defensive liability, and I don't see when you play him against a player like Tanganga.
But he hasn't had the opportunity to show that he's a liability, though, has he?
Well,
you know what's mad as well?
You conceded training.
You conceded 3 less goals than Leicester as well, which is crazy. You know what I mean? So you are conceding a lot of goals for a manager who's meant to be a defensively organized manager. This is where I just kind of Tottenham, I think, top 4, not sure now. And if you can stop Harry Kane and isolate him, what have these guys got? Again, you got maybe Kulusevski, but that's what I'm trying to say. You can stop Harry Kane and your defense is rubbish and your midfield has no basis of it. Your keeper's out missing now. I just think there's a lot of problems now for Tottenham, and it could end very, very badly. You see Tottenham, see Conte at the end of the season, by the way. George.
What was that, sorry?
You see Conte staying at the end of the season?
I can't even be confident in saying that, to be honest. I know that's like it's a very high possibility that he leaves Tottenham, and I wouldn't be upset with him. It would just be, it is what it is. If Conte doesn't get us top 4 and he leaves them, clearly it's just like Prem said, it's just not the right fit at the moment. Tottenham aren't backing him and giving him the players he wants. We're not investing in the club the way he needs to. And I'm not being funny, if you're not going to give the manager the tools to do his job correctly, then it's just never going to work out. We might as well go with a new manager, and I would happily accept a new manager, but when you look at the board of managers, there isn't much out there. There's no talented manager that you can look at and be like, look, I want him.
I beg to differ a bit, because you got to think, how many players did you sign this summer? At the start of the window, people were saying Tottenham have won the transfer window. You brought Pedro Porro in January, call it Richarlison, Basuma, Kulusevski was come under his watch, Bentancur's come under his watch. So money has been spent. Yeah, but they're still under his reign, innit? They're still backing him. They're still bringing in players for him. It's not like he's come in and they've not signed him.
If you actually look into it a lot more, you would see even Tottenham fans know a lot of these players weren't brought in for Conte. Basuma, Conte has gone out and said, Jed Spence, I didn't want him. I didn't sign him, and he's just a player for Tottenham. He's a club signing. Yves Basuma, another one. He did want a midfielder, but that wasn't the guy that he wanted. That was a club sign that Levy had tapped up prior to the summer transfer window, and it was done. He has had players brought in for him. There's obviously no lies told about that, but we've wanted defenders, and he's wanted centre backs since last summer.
Did Romero not come in under him?
He came in under Nuno.
So no, he came under Nuno. Let me ask a question to Lewis. Lewis, I want to ask you a question here. Say now they lose Conte. Harry Kane leaves in the summer. And what next for Tottenham, do you reckon, after that? What do you reckon? Because it could be worrying times for Tottenham. They don't get top 4, Conte leaves, and Harry Kane leaves.
Mid-table for a couple of years until they fix themselves up, because without Kane, without Antonio Conte, I don't know what they've got to fall back on. Son ain't really in the best of form. You have to see it from Son again before you believe he can carry the team. Kulusevski, there's another good player in there. Shit, other than that, I don't know. You're looking at an entire rebuild, but I think Spurs have been due a rebuild for a hot minute. So if they lose Harry Kane, if they lose Conte, these lots shouldn't even be in top 6 conversations, personally. But they rebuild, they start again. Maybe they come back better, if we're being completely honest. Like, sometimes you have to rip everything up and start again, and then you end up with a completely different team. But that is very speculative. Depends on the new manager that they bring in. Depends on the direction that they go in. But if they lose Kane, if they lose Conte, that's a long season for them next year. And it's not going to be pretty for them.
These comments are funny, I'm not going to lie. Someone said delete the club.
This one is funny. This one is they're built for NFL and pop stadiums. Listen, man, they've got a little bit of a buyback. You know what I mean? Something to draw back on later on if it doesn't work, man. But listen, let's move over to the big one. Over 600 of you in the chat, guys. Let's get at least 300 likes, guys. I don't know how many likes we're on, but let's reach to 300 likes. Big up the community for watching Best of the Rest show. Make sure you're following Premsy, Carefree Lewis, and George on Twitter as well. Obviously, hopefully, soon come YouTube channel. But Premsy, man, the big one is around the corner, literally tomorrow. Like, it's a weird one, isn't it? Are you all right with it being in the midst of Champions League games where you just kind of like, okay, there's Champions League's on, but there's also Man City and Arsenal. I find it weird why the Premier League would do that. But then again, when can they fit in? Would there have been another time to fit this game in, or was this the only time to fit in?
Do you know what, bro? I'm not tooting my head in it. It got rescheduled because of the Queen's passing and so on. So we've got to play it sometime. I think it's kind of come at a good time for City and a bad time for Arsenal. But this is where, if you want to be champions, you need to pull your socks up and show what you're about. At the end of the day, we've heard it when you guys were coming, the informed team, Man United coming, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We end up getting the victory. We've heard it quite a few different times. Look, we can't win every single game in the Premier League. It's just not a given. Now, it depends how you bounce back. If we go on and lose this game now, it's going to have a big detriment to our title hopes. It's going to knock the players for a 6. It's going to knock the players for a 6. But at the same time, if we win this game, we're 6 points clear of City with a game in hand. Potentially can go 9 points clear with winning that. So there's a lot riding on it, man. Bro, to be fair, we've not been knocked off the top spot since the start of the season, bro. And there's no false position where we're in right now. You get me? Obviously, there is a lot of Arsenal fans that getting giddy and getting excited, but in my opinion, you should be. Like I said, we've been dead for 19 years in the league, bro. Like, if you're not happy being in the first spot, top spot, pretty much all season so far, I don't know when you're going to be happy. And all I want as an Arsenal fan is to be able to go year in, year out, to watch my team and believe we can win the title this year. Not think, we're going to be getting spanked up and finishing 8th every season. I don't want to see that. So for me, there's a lot riding on it. I think it's going to be totally different to the Everton and Brentford game. I think they were obviously sitting more back and trying to hit us on the break, where I think City will come and they'll play toe-to-toe with us. And I think that will favour us as well, especially being at home. Obviously, City look like they've put in their big guns now. Diaz, Laporte, all these guys, Walker back in the team. I'm just hoping they've got a little bit of ring rust, fam, and they're not on job. But it's going to be a tough game. It could go either way. And I think it's probably as balanced as it's going to get.
You know what, man? I can't lie to you, man. I can't quite call this game, you know. I expect a reaction from Arsenal. I do. I really do. I think they'll be geared up for it. I don't think you know how people say, the confidence is knocked and whatnot. I still think they're going to be up and they're going to be ready because they know they win this game and it's back on. But George, man, you must be sweating right now. Is it hit reality for you that Arsenal could be winning the league? Because obviously we've not really heard from you since the start of the season.
I'm not sweating, to be honest, because as I said on the weekend, I predicted Arsenal to drop points at Brentford. I would be worried if I was an Arsenal fan more than anything, because there are 3 games in a row where they've dropped points, of course, and the last game they lost was against Man City in the FA Cup just a week and a half ago. Yeah. It wasn't a great performance from Man City, but I feel like going down
with $1 billion in the bank. Billion in the bank. Chelsea, what are you gonna do?
Okay,
what are you gonna do next year?
I thought that was Big Steve with a plan, fucking hell.
Thursday nights, you man gonna be crying or the roof's crushing over your head.
Yo, we're here. Yo, listen, we're here. I've not even got the energy. I can't lie.
Bro. It's all long.
I'm chilling, man. I'm Torres vibes. I'm low key right now. But yeah, listen, sorry to cut you off there. What are you saying then, Johns?
Yeah. So I predicted them to drop points at Brentford. Now I still think that Man City are going to win the league. I've said it the whole way along. And I think once City get ahead, like Premsy do, it's going to knock those players' confidence. Those players are young. And once City do get ahead, as we've seen every other time with every league they've won, they stay ahead. And this is a game which City are going to go into mentality monsters. We know what Pep's like. Pep's going to go into this game, fire those players up, and he needs to win. They need to win more than anything. So I think they're going to go there. They're going to go get the win, and it's going to be job done. League over straight after that game. So good luck for Arsenal. Well done for holding it out. But yeah, after the game's over.
See that? That's a real hater right there, Rachel. A man that just has been dying inside week in, week out, watching the Arsenal flying. You get me? Watching his dead team playing football, bro. I love it. I love it. I love to see it, bro. But we're gonna have to wait and see what happens in it. There's no given that City are gonna win this league. And like Joe said, mentality monsters is a different Man City to what we've been accustomed to over the years, bro. So we're gonna have to wait and see, bro. We're gonna have to wait and see.
Is your boy Saliba gonna be ready?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think
Is your boy Saliba gonna be ready?
Do you know what? Look, let's talk about this Saliba situation, because for me, people will understand it. But Ben White, yeah, playing right back, he's not been the same Ben White since we come back from the World Cup, yeah. And if you actually watch the Arsenal games, you'll see Gabriel in Saliba's position a lot and Saliba covering for Ben White a lot, yeah. And I think that's played a bit of a detriment to Saliba's game. Don't get me wrong, I still think he needs to pull his socks up a little bit, but his right back needs to be on job as well, because that affects the whole back line. It affects his side. So that's what I say, bro. Drop Ben White and put Tomiyasu in. You get me? Put somebody in. Have some rotation a little bit. Give some other players opportunity. Because now, after a little while, we've actually got some players in the squad that could come in and do a job. But Arteta, for me, he made a few mistakes in a few of these games. He just went with the same 11, which becomes quite predictable, to be fair. You got to change it up a little bit. Got to give the opposing fans something to think about. But yeah, I'd say that he hasn't been the greatest Saliba since he's come back. But at the same time, it's not like we're conceding piles and piles of goals, is it? So it works both ways.
Yeah, listen, what are you saying, Lewis? This game coming up, you know what I mean? It's a big one. How do you see it going, bro?
I can't really tell, to be honest, because I know Arsenal haven't really been in the best of form the last few games, but it's also been facing two deep blocks, and I kind of understand that. And I think Man City, they're going to play a lot more open, which kind of works to Arsenal's advantage. So it could realistically go either way. I don't think it's like Arsenal are now falling off. They're not going to win the league, but it will be telling. If they lose, they drop off the top of the table on goal difference. Suddenly things look a lot tighter. I can't tell. I really can't tell. It could go either way, this sort of fixture. Like Man City have managed to get a win and managed to pull themselves back, but they also lost to Tottenham the week before. I could see them go to Arsenal, potentially not get 3 points, but I could see Arsenal potentially dip off too. I'm only going to say City because that's my preference, but it could still go Arsenal's way. It really could.
Yeah, it's mad, when you think about it, I just think it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting battle. You know what I'm saying? Just, again, midfield again, who comes out on top there? You know what I mean? Your midfield hasn't been as smooth sailing right now, would you say, Premsy? So I think that would be a kind of a key battle as well in there. And obviously, Martinelli hasn't been on form. Nketiah is the right man to be leading when you got man like Diaz there who... what do you reckon? Because your team is become a bit predictable. I said on the Big Six, Arsenal become a bit predictable now. You can know what to do against Arsenal now. Where I don't think you could do that at the start. You know what you could do with Zinchenko when he's inverting forward. Sometimes I think Tierney might be better, but he doesn't choose him. Now Martinelli's starting to be a bit more predictable as well. Is he missing Jesus? So
no, we're definitely missing Jesus.
Brad says it here. City know how to do it. City know how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree City have got the know-how, but at the same time, as I think we can all agree on, they're not the same City as last season, you know what I mean, or the seasons before. You know what I mean? They've had to facilitate for Haaland in their team and not play with a false nine, which is not made them as free-flowing as we have been used to seeing them. So we have to wait and see. Like I said, I think we have become a little predictable to the teams that play a low block. I think when teams like United and Chelsea and Tottenham and all these other teams that actually want to come and play football, play against us, it's a different situation. You see that fluidness from Arsenal because we have the space to play. I think it's probably smart tactics from other managers. If you got the likes of Martinelli and Saka running at you with arguably being two of the best wingers in the league this season, what you're going to do, you're going to double up on him. And at the same time, the way, like you touched on, we have inverted wingers. Do you know what I mean? They're not getting that much of an overlap or help from a Ben White or a Zinchenko on the left. So we're getting left with one man on 2-3 man sometime. And we've seen it in the Newcastle game. We've seen it in the Everton game. And we've seen it most recently in the Brentford game. But look, We just got to focus on ourselves. Like I said, you're not going to go through the season winning absolutely every game. You look at Brentford, these guys beat Man City at home. And for us, we didn't get beat by them. We drew. And realistically, man forgot to draw the lines in it because you can only go off what you see. It ended 1-1. If that goal wasn't given, obviously, we would have won that game. And sometimes you got to win ugly if you want to win the title. Do you know what I mean?
What are you
Everything
saying, Premsy? Everyone's against Arsenal right now. The Premier
fuck
League,
everyone,
the
mate. That's what
referees, the FA, VAR.
We're waiting
Everyone's
for
against
me.
Arsenal.
You just gotta say it as it is, isn't it, bro? Like when man are coming out and apologizing, saying we forgot to draw the lines, isn't it? That's not trying to say being this and being that, bro. That's straight up facts, isn't it? Am I wrong? What I'm saying, bro? That's why my man's been called off for the game. That's why my man's been called off for 2 games. It's not because there's a conspiracy, because it's facts. That's what the fuck happened, bro.
Wait,
You
they
get me?
called him off for that.
Yeah, man, he's pulled him out for that, bro. He's not.
When it's
He's not,
us,
he's not
bro,
doing it.
they'll have him start
me?
the next match.
And bro, my man's from Bolton, you get me? He's probably a United or City fan, is in his best interest. You get me? I'm going with it. I'm not happy, fam. I'm not happy. I'm telling you, no, I'm not happy. But at the end of the day, shit like
VAR
this,
was wild this weekend, though. I can't lie.
Oh, yo,
VAR was wild this weekend. You got the
Saeed,
Chelsea one as well.
in the 5 games that we've dropped points, Saeed, yeah, 4 of them games, bad decisions have gone against us. You get me? Against Southampton, it was 1-0. Nah, this is facts, bro. They've come out and they've talked about it. You get me? You keep laughing because your team is
Premsy,
dead
it's
food,
funny
innit?
because all Arsenal fans
Your
talk
team
about
is dead food,
all
innit?
Arsenal
Your
fans
team,
talk
your
about-
team are just about clinging on to
Arsenal
a top 4
fan
spot,
is
you
like,
get me? And-
woe
and
is
you're not even
me.
in it, fam. You know
You
what I
guys
mean?
are the guys that step out and just be like, woe is me. Everything's happening to me. I'm the only person that's having bad things happen to me.
I'm stating what's out there, innit, fam? And unless you're blind or you don't watch
The
TV
referees
or
have had an
YouTube, fam,
agenda
then I don't
against
know what
Arsenal
you're
for
on.
the past 25 years
But
of Premier League football.
It is what it is, isn't it, fam? What I'm trying to say is, yeah, you just keep your mouth quiet for 2 minutes and let me speak, and then you'll hear. But look, at the end of the day, the Gabriel Jesus one against Southampton when we drew, bro, man was getting rugby tackled in the box while it was 1-0 down. Penalty, don't get me wrong, you have to score that penalty. There's no giving you score it, but that would put us in a better position to win that game. Newcastle, Gabriel getting his fucking shirt more or less ripped off, put on backwards and all that. Penalty decision went against us. Brentford went against us. There's been ample times where clear decisions have gone against us. You get me? And I understand if it's a decision here or there where it's not clear. This is what VAR's here for. So humans don't make some silly mistakes. You get me? If it's clear and obvious.
You also
someone
got
gets-
away with one as well. The Wemmer one. They won. Could you agree that's not a foul for me? That's very
Yeah,
soft.
but
If that
but
was a
at the
game
end-
against you, you would have been
but-
very, very fuming.
But you will also say that the Christian Eriksen one wasn't soft. You know what I mean, bro? So
No, but
and
forget that though. Forget
You know
about
what
that
I'm
one.
saying?
I'm just saying this one here.
Deflection
I
skills.
love,
on
yeah,
point.
exactly. Yo,
I don't know. I
listen,
seen him drag his shirt in it. It's about opinions, and in my opinion,
Nah,
he dragged his shirt, bro.
He
That's
fell
what happened,
over.
bro.
He fell over, man. He slipped, man. He
Nah,
didn't grab
I
his
didn't
shirt,
see
but
that.
he slipped.
I didn't see that. I
Bro,
paused it,
yeah, of
rewinded it
course
a
you
few
didn't see that.
times.
You're
fam.
choosing not to
I
see
didn't
that.
see
That's
that.
why.
Nah, big
Arsenal
man.
fans have got rose-tinted
I'm telling
glasses.
you. I'm
Arsenal
telling you,
fans have
I
got
didn't
rose-tinted
see that.
glasses, mate.
All I
They're like,
seen is man forget
whoa,
to draw the
you
lines.
can't
That's
see
what
that.
I
That's
seen.
not against
You know?
us. That's not against the grain of
Look at
what's
me,
going on.
Saeed.
It
You
was
know
against the
me.
world.
No. You know me,
Yeah.
bro. I'm one of the only guys, yeah, that from the get-go, bro, when I see something bad about my team, bro, I'm fucking calling it out, bro. I'm saying it exactly as
facts.
it is, bro. I've been saying it from day dot. But what's right is right, bro. We got the best league in the fucking world, yeah, with the most money in the league. How the fuck can these guys not get VAR decisions, right? And it's not only just for my team. You got Thomas Soucek doing save of the season. You get me against Chelsea, bro. Like that shit's not on. It shouldn't happen. Brighton, they lost points as well because of dumb decisions that should clearly not be a goal in it. And that's all I'm saying. But right now, we're still doing nice. We're still doing okay. We just got to run with it, bro. I'm just saying it as it is, bro. I'm pissed off. I'm not going to lie. I'm really pissed off. You know what I'm saying? It's all coming out. But okay, we move. Hopefully, we get the result against City, man.
Yeah, it's a big one, man. Like I said, man, it's a tough one. You know what I mean? It's all kicking off, man. You get me? Like, obviously, George, you got AC Milan today. It's, what do you call it? Chelsea. Is it away first, Chelsea?
Yeah, we're at Dortmund.
Tomorrow.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm flying out in the morning tomorrow. 7 a.m. flight.
Oh, you fight 7 a.m. flight, you know, on the day, you know, man like Lewis. Are you
long
staying over?
day ahead, bruv.
Are you staying over?
I'm staying for the night, and then I'm getting a flight back in the next morning, and then I'm getting back here for another stream.
How
Alright, man,
long's
small
how
but
long's
sweet.
your flight?
2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah,
Nothing too long.
I'm not feeling sorry for you, fam. I got to drive to London tomorrow and back in one day, fam. I'm not feeling sorry.
Oh, fair enough, bro. Fair. I'm pissed that that's on the
Yeah.
same day as well. I was looking forward to Arsenal C. I ain't even gonna watch that now.
That's what I'm saying. They've just messed it up. I don't understand. I'm
I
gonna
swear
try
you
and
can't
watch
even
it
do
somewhere
that.
in a
Like,
bar.
I've never seen Premier League games on during Champions League games. I've never seen that.
I've never seen it as well. This is why it's kind of weird. I've never ever seen it. I've
They
never
tried to
seen
give
it
Arsenal
before.
a taste of Champions League nights because it's been so long. I
You know what? Yeah, these
That is a
Tottenham
good-
fans,
That's a
these
good one.
Tottenham fans are so daft, yeah. When bro, we was in the Champions League for 20 odd years, where you man were fucking not even.
and
in
you
the
haven't
Europa
been in
League,
for
bro.
6 years. You haven't been in there for 6
Bro,
years, bro.
when-
It's been a
when-
long time.
When's the last time you won a trophy, fam? Because we won one at the start of this decade. When have you? When's the
We're
last
talking
time?
about- wait, how does Champions League and trophy correlate? I don't know where the conversation correlates, but I hear you.
You're
I
just
hear
in
you.
there to make up numbers, fam. You get me? You're in there to make up
Oh,
numbers.
you know about that though,
You're
Kenzie,
You're
don't
in-
you?
Oh, we won
You made up the
European
numbers
Cups.
for 20
We
years.
won European Cups, bro. We won European.
Yeah, we
Cups, fam.
got 3 times the amount of
Listen.
European Cups you have.
Nah,
So,
you haven't, bro. You
I
ain't
don't know
won
if you know
shit,
about
fam.
that.
Your trophy cabinet
What
is
cups are you guys
dusty
talking about
and
now?
empty, fam. Dusty and empty, bro. Listen, you aspire to be like us, bro. The bottom line of it is, you's man a dead food. You's had the double done over yous, but this season, yeah, you's a washed up, bro. You's a looking up at us right now, and you're
Oh my
bitter.
gosh.
Looking up and you're bitter. And wait till what happens to you tonight as well, bro. You's man are
Do
gonna
you know
get
what?
touched.
All I'm gonna say,
Bent
Premsy, is
over, yeah, and 2
Prems,
fingers stuck up there for Valentine's Day.
there
That's
is
what's
no
happened to you.
trophy. There is no trophy for being the first loser. So when you don't win the league, just remember that all this talk was for nothing.
Bro,
Back to
don't
that
worry,
super
bro.
chat. We're winning tonight.
Bro, you've never even won a
Yeah,
Premier
yeah,
League
big up
in
to
your
Midway.
life, fam. You've never seen a Premier League get lifted in your lifetime, fam. Are you daft,
There
bro?
is no trophy
Are
for the
you
first
daft,
losers.
fam?
You
Are
know
you
that.
daft, bro? Yous man are lucky, yeah, to even be involved in the Big Six conversation. You've got
Do you know
no
what it is,
right
Prems,
being
yeah?
in it. No
I know
right. No right.
You guys are
No right.
like you. Do you know? I get why you Arsenal fans are so hesitant to talk about winning the league at times.
Bro, I
because-
don't. That's how you.
And more
That's
than
how you
anyone
been
else-
on many streams with
Well,
me,
as
bro.
I
You
said,
answered it from the
Arsenal
get-go.
fans,
Well,
Arsenal
speak
fans.
to this Arsenal fan.
Well,
'cause you're on
Arsenal
this
fans as a
podcast
whole.
with this Arsenal fan. I don't
Okay, so
represent every
you're
Arsenal fan.
confident. You're confident, but you shouldn't
I'm
be because
confident,
you
bro.
know more than
Why
you know
not?
more than anyone
Why
else,
not?
more than
Why
any other
shouldn't I
fan
be?
base.
Why
How many
shouldn't
times
I
has
be?
Arsenal
Let
bought
me
the
ask
league?
you something. Let me
How
ask
many
you
times
something.
have you been top in December with
Let me ask
Wenger
you something.
and then you fall
One
apart?
minute.
It's
How
just-
many
it's the
times?
Arsenal
One minute.
way.
How many
It's the
times have
Arsenal
you ever
way.
been top of the league, bro? You should even be looking at the league, bro. You're just a participant in this league, fam. You've never won it. Yeah, it's a joke thing, bro. Absolute
Congratulations
joke
on being the first
know what I'm
loser.
saying,
It's a
fam?
big trophy all of a sudden.
Nah, bro, you're making no sense.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
making
it's mad.
yourself
It's
look.
mad.
You're making yourself look daft and silly, bro. You get me? This is a Tottenham fan, you know, speaking.
gosh.
A Tottenham fan that don't even know what silverware is. These men are lifting up the Audi Cup thinking it's a big thing. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's all a madness, bro.
It's
get
right,
me?
man.
It's
You'll
all
get a
a
taste of some
madness, fam.
Champions League nights
It's all
tomorrow,
about-
and then that's the last taste that you're going to get on the
Hughes,
title.
man,
So-
yeah, talking about us drawing when you just got fisted, absolutely fisted by Leicester, bro. Fisted
We
2
did.
hands. You get me?
We
2
did.
hands.
And guess
Where
what?
are
This is
you?
mad.
Guess
Where
what?
are
We're
you,
both
fam?
gonna be
Where are
fourth
you?
and second.
Where are you? Where are you, fam?
When we're
Where
both
are
playing
you?
Champions League football, we're going
Are
to
you
talk
pissed?
about these losses, and
Are
I'm
you
going to be
pissed?
like, we're playing
Are
in
you
the same
pissed?
competition.
Are you fifth? Are you fifth?
Yo.
You're
Listen,
right.
I
You
think this
went
is the
back
best
in
way to
your
wrap it
rocks
up.
as well, fam, because we've seen what happened when you came to the end of it, bro. This man got touched up as well, yeah. So you allow it, fam. Absolutely allow it. You want a trophy
Oh, it's
more
crazy.
recently than use as well. Let's
I
just talk about that.
order. Listen, let's get some order in here, man. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. Listen, Tottenham and Arsenal, man. The rivalry always is there, man. It's always
Yeah.
there, man. Big up to
Best
everybody who's locked
rivalry
in,
in the
man.
league, mate. Best rivalry in the league. by
Well, there you
far.
go, man. That's
I
why it
respect
is, man.
Chelsea v Fulham, man. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
London,
Listen, Chelsea, if you get 3 points again, then it's a rivalry, innit? You know what I mean? You man are shillish. But yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Fairs.
All I know is keep your phone on today, George. When you man are getting fist up today, yeah, I'm belling you. Don't get it twisted.
Give me
now.
a
You're
call,
right
give
on
me a
my
message,
page.
whatever you need. I will be around because we're going to win. We always win at the San Siro, and especially against AC Milan. The last time we done it, we'll do it again. So, no worries.
Yeah,
Oh, chest.
there you go.
Chest. Pigeon chest right
There you go,
and I don't
people.
understand why.
Arujo is coming, is ready for Thursday. Saeed cooking a meal. We'll see, man. We'll see, man. We're here, man. Guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Over 700 of you in the chat. Big up to the community, man. Like I said, I'm in Barcelona. The Wi-Fi is dodgy. I don't know how it survived here. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it's like tomorrow, whenever, you know what I mean, anything happens. But people, like the video. There's only 200 likes. Get them likes up, man.
Bro, I
Man's
like the
out
video,
here
man.
producing content. Yeah, man. Big up to Premzy TV. Make sure you subscribe to him. Big up Premzy, man. Nice for coming on, bro.
Nah, big up, bro, man. Like I said, the chat's funny. Love this show. George stepped in. Good replacement for Patrick. I'm not gonna lie. You seen Patrick? These man got fist up, yeah, and he didn't want to show up today. But it is what it is, people. George, big respect to you. Big respect to Lewis, Saeed, the chat man,
Come on.
as well. Big up Rants in the chat as well, man. I've been watching some of them comments in there. Don't worry, you got to win
Come
that
on.
Carabao Cup final yet, bro. It's not won. It's not in the bag. We'll wait and see, fam. We'll wait and see. Come on, Newcastle!
Right.
Come on, Newcastle!
Listen, we'll see, man. We'll see, man. I'm gonna be there, man. Man got a late ticket the other day, so we're there. But yeah, man. Listen, big up to the community. Obviously, Carefree Lewis. Big up, man. Good luck in Dortmund. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna
Enjoy
need
the
it.
trip. Yeah, make sure you go
There
follow him,
ain't gonna be
Carefree
any
Lewis
streams
G.
or nothing tomorrow, but yeah, I'll be live back again on Thursday. So big up everybody. Big up.
There you go, people. There you go, man. And obviously, George, thanks for slotting in, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Big up for having me, man. Anytime, I'm always here, and yeah, it's always fun. So we could go at this again anytime. Premzy, I'll be
Absolutely,
looking forward to your
definitely, man.
message too.
Don't worry, bro. I told
There
you.
you go.
Two fingers for Valentine's Day. That's what you man are getting.
There you go. There you go. Listen, people, I'm going to go now to the Barcelona stadium. I'm going to be doing a preview with a Barcelona fan. I don't know if you remember him. Blaugrana Planet. It was a Barcelona fan. I'm going to go to New Camp right now, do a preview. And yeah, man, the content keeps rolling on, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.